poisoned and in critical condition in Abuja hospital. Get details of that conversation as we continue. So it's got to do with independence. Oshun says Osun State has cancelled Independence Day celebration in Osun State. And also IPOB bans Independence Day celebration in Southeast. How possible is that? Igbos are divided. Igbos are divided people. Southeast no longer has solidarity. Okonjo Iweala said that. And there are other consenting voices to that too that you may need to hear. Igbo governors' failure to industrialize Southeast brought unemployment, unknown gunmen. Ayim Obi of Onitsha said same. All right, to bring you details of that conversation on in the evening rush this evening, federal government, state, local government shared 1.1 trillion naira in August. So we're hoping that this will, touch lives and ensure that in one way or the other, it helps people, handle the present economic situation of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Evening Rush, 90.3 Voice of the People FM. My name is Precious Enye. These are your hot topics today. Let's take a little break. I will be right back to bring you details of this conversation. Stay with us.
And top trending topics of the day. Join Precious Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
Welcome back. It is 90.3 Voice of the People FM. So let's go straight to what has got to do with Independence Day celebration across Nigeria, as Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke today, Friday, cancelled activities earlier slated for the commemoration of October 1 Independence Day in the state. That is October 1st Independence Day in the state. In a statement by the spokesperson to the governor, Olawale Rashid, which announced the governor's decision, however, did not state the reason behind the cancellation. The governor urged the people to use Independence Day to pray for the continuous peace and prosperity of Nigeria. The statement partly reads, "Let us use the Independence Day to meditate and pray on the state of our nation. Our people are passing through tough times. It is time to take stock and seek divine intervention and guidance in the affairs of our nation. I greet Osun people and Nigerians in general as Independence Day knocks at our doors. Here in Osun, we will celebrate with meditation and prayers," the governor was quoted saying in that statement. So a lot of people are reacting to this. Why will Independence Day celebration now? Yes, now you have the march pass by, all the organizations, schools, the workers, everybody. It's usually an array of activities. And of course, the governor or the chief security officers of both the states and, the nation generally must stand there and collect salutes, that kind of thing. Those days when we were young, we used to be very excited to experience Independence Day celebration. What is happening? Why will a governor cancel Independence Day celebration? So, there's been a lot of talks about that, but we'd like to take your thoughts and reaction on that conversation. Phone lines will be open shortly to get to pick your mind on that. So let's move to we'll get back to what has got to do with Independence Day celebration again, because IPOB has a statement regarding that too. But then let's visit Zamfara State. You'd recall that there was an abduction or a raid by at Zamfara State to University of Gusau in Zamfara State, or in University of Gusau in Zamfara State, and the families of the students that were affected are worried. And one will want to wonder, How can we have insecurity to the level that we have bandits enter a school, not a primary, not a secondary, a tertiary institution? The number of people you have in tertiary institutions, without fear of, some boys there may waylay us or overpower us. No. And then they also did their deed and went out. Let me bring it update to that story as families of abducted university students have planned to hold massive protests in October 1 in Abuja and other cities. So, the relatives of the abducted student of the Federal University of Gusau, Zamfara State, have slated October 1, 2023, Independence Day precisely, just so you know, for a massive protest to demand the immediate rescue of their daughters and sisters who were abducted. A sister to one of the kidnapped students, Hafsat, a final year student at the university, confirmed this to Sahara reporters as I read this news from Sahara reporters today, Friday. Now, Hafsat's sister revealed further that the kidnappers had not reached out to the affected families yet, and they were in the dark over the whereabouts of the kidnapped students. So it's not like they've kidnapped them and said, okay, so bring us some amount of ransom so that people will not start going to hustle and how to get their loved ones out. They've not even reached out to them. So you don't even know what to do. Okay. So she said, yes, around 20 of them are still with the kidnappers. Well, after our hashtag trended on Nigerian Twitter Monday this week, we decided to organize a peaceful protest during the 1st of October celebration in some northern states and the federal capital city. According to her, the protest will start from Abuja and Kaduna before other concerned residents will join in other northern cities. Now, on Friday, it was reported that the terrorists kidnapped some students at the school. Now, the gunmen invaded the residents at Sabungida, identified as Nazir Sabungida, and took away some female students of the school, whose exact number could not be ascertained. Still not ascertained. Some say up to 20, some say less than 20, So a few hours later, the Nigerian army announced that it had rescued 6 of the students after a gun battle with the terrorists. Giving an update on the matter on Sunday, the State Police Command spokesperson Yazid Abubakar also confirmed that not all the kidnapped students were rescued by the army. This happened last week, Friday. So on Monday, a source in the University Students' Union told newsmen that about 24 students of the university were still being held captive by terrorists. I don't understand this. Please, Nigerians, be careful out there. I do salute, the activities of our gallant soldiers. It's not easy. But then I think that this has to stop. We need to do what we have to do. The people at the helm of affairs need to do what they have to do to stop these. People cannot be living with their hearts in their hands, scared of how, they are going out and coming back. How do we even strive? How will an economy move forward in this kind of situation when you're not certain about your, even sleeping at home? Well, we do pray and do hope that the students will return back very safely. All right, so in other news, let's get quickly with that. The Federal Account Allocation Committee, FAC, shared 1.1 trillion to the federal government, state and local government councils for August. A communique by the FAC at its September meeting said the 1.1 trillion total distribution revenue comprised statutory revenue of about 357.398 billion naira, value added tax, which is money from tax, and of 321.9441 billion, and electronic money transfer levy of 14.102 billion. Now, it also comprised exchange differences revenue of certain amounts. Let me not bore you with all of the amounts. That the bottom line is that we've had states, local government, and federal government share this amount of money, 1.1 trillion naira for the month of August. So we are hoping that governors will work, not just telling federal government. The president will not kill himself. They have shared money to you people now, governors. And I hope that you also allow the money to get to the local government chairman. Now that money has reached everywhere, it's supposed to drive down to the nooks and cranny of the country. And local government is the closest government to the people. So we do hope that this money is supposed to actually, the ones allocated to the federal local government is actually supposed to get to the local government. And they also put it to work or use it to do things that will better the lives of people. People are suffering. So this is not the time where we just, wear Agbada and collect money in Abuja and come back and it's business as usual. Please, let people work. Please, we're begging. In fact, I am begging on behalf of Nigerians. Governors, please work. Local government authorities, please work. Governors, give them the freedom to work, please, so that Nigerians can breathe. People are no longer able to breathe. People cannot eat. Things are really very hard. The prices of things in the market keeps rising every single day. How will people buy it? How can they afford it when there is no extra money or additional money coming in from anywhere? I don't even want to talk about salary increment because not even everyone, has salary. People who have businesses have their businesses already folding. People need to survive. So the reason I'm mentioning this amount people are sharing now, one of the highest you've shared so far, is so that you people know that we are aware of how much you have shared. And please begin to hold your governors, your local government chairmen accountable. Where there is no road for you to transport your goods or your farm produce, let them provide accessible roads. Where there is no water, let them. And the good thing is that the federal government, as the Muhammad Buhari's administration, did remove electricity, from that exclusive list. So the governors now should start looking for ways to ensure that their people have lights. Don't tell us we've not had lights since 1824. Let people have lights, because where you have good electricity, businesses thrive. Please, Nigerians need to live. Okay, enough said. Right, so concerning the Independence Day celebration, the indigenous people of Biafra on Friday today said it would not allow the Nigerian Independence Day celebration in the southeast, as in, okay, one would say the audacity. The group said events in the country as spearheaded by its leadership in the past 63 years did not show southeast was part of Nigeria, stressing anyone seen celebrating the Nigerian flag independence in Biafra land will regret his or her life. Tribune at the hearer. All right. And then he further called on the governors of the region and other political leaders to shun the exercise, saying no Nigerian flag will be hoisted in the zone on October 1. The group's director of media and publicity, Emma Powerful, said this in a statement released today, Friday, a copy of which was made available to newsmen. It's a long statement. I cannot read all of them. But bottom line, IPOB have said that, what? We don't want Independence Day celebration in our country, in our state rather, or in their state. But you know what? Let me go to what Ijeoma said concerning the Igbos, because I think sometimes it's good that we tell ourselves the truth. Now, maybe I should just visit Ijeoma's statement, then I go back to Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's statement. So, former Senate President Ayim, sorry, did I say Ijeoma? Ayim Pius Ayim. So, Ayim Pius Ayim and the Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe, have decried the rising unemployment rates and widespread violence in the southeast region of the country. Now, Ayim and Achebe lamented the region's deteriorating economic and security conditions during the Southeast Security and Economy Summit, which kicked off in Owerri yesterday, Thursday. The theme of the two-day summit, Southeast Beyond 2023, Time for a Reset. Mr. Ayim, the summit chairman, said the event aimed at sending clear message to the diaspora and Nigerians. Quoting him now, he says, "We are here to send a clear message to our people at home and abroad, and our fellow Nigerians and the Igbo nation, that the Igbo nation thrives to become more cohesive in order to be more effective in contributing its quota in the search of national consensus on equity, peace, and development," he stated. Now, the former Senate president noted that the summit was not intended to dish out directives to the governments or governors, but to create platform for sharing new ideas and understanding areas of collaboration and integration. Mr. Anyim, however, said since 1999, the attention of government had shifted, adding that no government in the Southeast had considered it needful to service industrial corridors and attract investors to set up factories. I just wanted, for us to pay attention to that. This is former Senate President Anyim Pius Anyim stating, because sometimes one will say, oh, marginalization, oh, this one did not happen, oh, this and that. How about the governors? Every state in the Southeast does have a governor. What have they been doing with the allocations given to them? How have they used those allocations to improve the lives of their people? The other day, somebody called in and said that, when he from the US yesterday, that traveling from Owerri Airport to Concord Hotel in Owerri, that it took him hours because the road was in shambles. Because one lane was totally shut down. And the other lane, every other, both lanes had to struggle to use the other lane. We have seen governors fix roads that are supposed to be federal roads. So don't give excuses that, because it's a federal road, it's not a state road, so I cannot fix it. People have fixed federal roads. If you go to River State, for instance, this is not me giving kudos to Nyesom Wike, right? But if you go to River State, for instance, the entire Aba Road linking straight to Obigbo, to that road is a federal road. But Nyesom Wike cleared it. His friend that used to wear Ashebe with him, the former governor of Abia State, is there. But once you get to Imo River, where the River State, where the boundary is between Rivers and Abia State, you begin to experience bad road. In fact, that place is no-go area. People no longer travel from River State to Abia State from that Aba Road anymore. They will rather take, Imo State or other corner areas to travel. But Nyesom Wike was able to work his share of that federal road. What stopped his friend, Ikpeazu, the governor then, to also ensure that you make things bearable or life bearable for your people? If he had worked his own part of the road, you can always collect your money from the federal government back. Even if you don't collect, if the allocation given to you could do that, is it not because of the making things better for your people that you're there in government? Okay. So I read further what Anyim said. I think I have to repeat that again. So Anyim did said that since 1999, the attention of governments, plural now, had shifted, adding that no government in the Southeast, no one in the Southeast had considered it needful to service industrial corridors and attract investors to set up factories. Onitsha is one of the biggest markets we would have had in Africa if we serviced it properly. Oh, Aba, you don't want to know the things that we used to produce in Aba. I used to say that Aba was like the mini China we had back in the days. Because I do know that people even used to come from Cameroon or other neighboring countries in Africa to make things in Aba. There is nothing you cannot make in Aba. Shoes, bags, jeans, everything you could make in Aba. Come and pass now. Where is the road? God bless you and his rainy season. What have, the succeeding governments in Abia State done to ensure that that market's potential is properly harnessed? What have they done? Okay. I read that statement further, and then he stated the implication is that the unemployment rate had multiplied and could be the reason for the upsurge of crime and criminality in the zone. We need to rethink our development priorities. It's not even surprising. Those young men who used to do, what do they used to call that in Igbo language? Okay, they used to do osahia in area markets to hustle. You understand? How many of them are hustling today? Because how many people, what's the volume of traders going on in Arada right now compared to how it used to be back in the days? I do remember back in the days, if there is no kind of shirt you want to make that you cannot make, including Marks and Spencer, then they'll give you the exact design. Beautiful finishing. But we just downplayed that industry because of leadership. All right. So Mr. Anyim called for re-engineering and the entrepreneurship sectors and realigning the educational system with regional needs. Speaking on behalf of the Southeast Traditional Rulers, Mr. Achebe commended the Southeast governors for organizing the summit, but noted that the complex security situation in the zone and the economic strangulation of the zone arising from insecurity have greatly affected major markets in the area. The Igbo leader expressed the need to set a peculiar agenda for the people shared by all stakeholders beyond political divides. The summit's organizing committee, let me just stop there. But I do hope that we get this point. But let me just go straight to what Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala had to say concerning unity in Igbo land. So, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO, has urged Southeast stakeholders to foster joint leadership to tackle the challenges bedeviling the region collectively. Okonjo-Iweala made the call in her keynote address to the Southeast Summit on Security and Economy, which kicked off in Owerri on Thursday, the same summit. So the theme of the 2-day summit is Southeast Beyond 2023, Time for Reset. That same summit, that's where she made the statement. The same summit where Ayin Pius made that statement. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala said, "We no longer have solidarity. Instead, we are fragmented as a people. And that has made us forget how to support each other. If our big problems is ourselves, it means the solution also lies in our own hands." The WTO chief underscores the need for the region to improve its internally generated revenue, keep borrowing down and improve capital expenditures. Governors, let me just stop there. In fact, quoting her now, let me quote her quickly. She said, "Governors, state legislatures, and local government chairs must continuously ask themselves, are we using our FAC allocation wisely?" This one that you've collected 1.3 million now. Are you people have shared 1.3 million. Are you using it wisely? That's what she said. She said transparently and effectively. So said Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Can we generate more revenue internally? And how do we do it while motivating our productive sectors? Are we taking on too much debt? What are we even borrowing for if we could generate revenue? Are we even spending the amount borrowed effectively? These are questions she asked. Okonjo-Iweala advised the region to seize the opportunity of privatization in the electricity sector to look towards solar and gas solutions to improve power supply. She went on and on and on. I just probably would have to take a pause here. I do hope that we learn. I do hope that we do something about this. I do hope that the Southeast leaders also hear, listen, and do something. And this is just beyond the Southeast. Every other region, the North Central, the South, the Southwest, every other region. In fact, I think it's an abomination for any state to come out and say we're a civil service state, so because of that, we don't have money. At the end, I think the idea of collecting allocation every month makes governance weak. It gives us very weak leadership and governance because you have the idea that, at the end of this month, I'll go and collect FAC, my own share of FAC. What are you doing? There is no single state in Nigeria that is not blessed with more than one natural resources. No single state in the entire 36 states. There is no one that is not blessed with more than one natural resources. What have we done with the natural resources? What are we doing with it? How are we utilizing them? How are we using them to develop our place, our land? How much natural resources does Singapore have? Poland. Those people, how many natural resources do they have? How have they managed to thrive? How have they managed to cope? But with all the ones that we have in our states, what have we done with it? Apart from collecting allocation at the end of every month. And we keep crying about hardship and bad leadership in our country. I do hope that we really do have leaders that are visionary and that can do the needful so that our people can live. People are no longer able to survive. And it's not even funny. All right, going back to politics now. The Allied People's Movement, APM, has approached the Supreme Court adducing reasons why it wants to nullify the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The party, in a 10 ground of appeal it lodged before the Apex Court, Supreme Court, maintained its position that Tinubu was not eligible to participate in the presidential poll that held on February 25, 2023. It alleged that the Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPC, rallied on technicality to dismiss the petition it filed to challenge Tinubu's nomination by the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. I don't even want to remember that the beginning of that tribunal case when Justice Samani mentioned that, in fact, did probably, let's just say, warn all the judges there and all the representatives, all the lawyers, and tell them that, in this particular case, we're not going to, this is not a case of technicality, this is not the case at the end of the day. Okay, so according to the party, the Justice Haruna Samani led 5-member panel of the PEPC erred in law when it wrongfully waved aside the allegation that Tinubu's running mate and Vice President Kashim Shettima was nominated twice for different positions by the APC in relation to the 2023 general election. In the notice of appeal, the party filed through the team of lawyers led by Mr. Chukwuma Machuku Ume San. It faulted the verdict of PEPC delivered on September 6, insisting that it was wrong for the court to dismiss its case against Tinubu's election on the premise that it was not only incompetent but contained pre-election issues. It argued that sections 131 and 142 subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended were inextricably linked, and neither can be confined as a pre-election matter, as these qualifications are condition precedents to being elected to the office of the president. The appellant's position was not one founded solely on nomination, but primarily that the third respondent, Tinubu, then contested the presidential election without a lawful associate running as his vice president. So, it further states that the withdrawal of Mr. Ibrahim Masari, fifth respondent, and the expiry of the 14 days permissible for changing a withdrawer or dead candidate under Section 33 of the Electoral Act 2022 made the third respondent's election and return invalid. So it told the Apex Court that the PEPC abandoned its duty and jurisdiction of hearing and determining the question of whether President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Vice President Shettima was validly elected under the law in view to provisions of the Constitution. Bottom line, what they are saying here is that following the Constitution, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not have a valid running mate at the time that he contested for the election, and that invalidates his candidacy. Basically, that's how, as simple as I'll put it. And so they have filed an appeal to the Supreme Court, and we do look forward to seeing the outcome of that from the Supreme Court. But let's see if we can move to other cases very quickly. So, Nigerian tourism minister has been hospitalized in Abuja, or is set to be hospitalized in Abuja after suffering acute poisoning, or alleged acute poisoning, because the ministry is now saying it's not poisoning, right? But according to this report the report that came out first, it said she's suffering from acute poisoning from unknown origins. This is according to, the news affairs broke out. But as her family members fear time was running against their efforts to save her life, and they are worried. Lola Adejon is 60. She was rushed to the Federal Medical Center, Jabi, shortly after she started manifesting symptoms of her poisoning. According to family sources, familiar with her ordeal, she has spent 4 days at the facility as of Friday this morning. That is to say that perhaps she was rushed there early Monday, thereabouts. So, Miss Adejon, a career banker and a tech investor, has been on a machine to aid her breathing, according to sources. The specifics as to what substance she ingested and how could not be immediately established by, the reports, people who reported the story. However, the police and the State Security Service did not immediately also return a request on whether or not any investigations had been opened into the matter. Her worsening situations has further set the family against the government, with the permanent secretary of her ministry said to be in disagreement as to whether she should continue receiving treatment at a public hospital or moved to a better equipment or private facility downtown. Now, the permanent secretary, Ngozi Onwudike, has said to have insisted that the minister would not be transferred because the FMC is a public hospital and its service wouldn't attract substantial charges to the government. A position said, right? And they said a lot. But let me quickly take a rejoinder by the by the ministry very quickly. So the Ministry of Tourism has debunked the reports in a media. This report that I read now, which claimed that the Minister of Tourism Lola Adejon was poisoned and rushed to the hospital. Now, quoting Vanguard, now they said when contacted the ministry, the Assistant Director Press in the ministry, Mariam Ofionga, debunked the claim that the minister was poisoned, but confirmed that she had malaria, was treated, and has been stabilized. But meanwhile, the former reports has it that she's in critical condition. Now, quoting her words, she says, "It is not true that the minister was poisoned. She only had malaria and had been treated and is now stable." It will be recalled that, so that's it. So we do not know which word it is, but we do hope and wish her a very quick recovery. Lagos, these are the hot topics this hour. Let's now open the phone line 0700 903 903 903. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions on the hot topics this hour. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And 0700 903 9039. You have listened to all the hot topics that we have. We'd like to take your thoughts and reactions on them. Let me quickly stop by YouTube where Roxanne is saying good evening. Oh, thank you. Owi Aye says, even our army cannot rescue all the girls. So sad. I think sad. I think we all need to pray and not planning for any celebration. DK Lazarus says, Lady P, the same goes to PH to Owerri. From the PH side, the road is good. If you see the chai. If you see the multiple police checkpoints in that road there, you wonder if it is war zone. Oma PMB did great harm. Kai. So honestly speaking, so the governor of Rivers State who worked his own share of those roads till the outskirts, knowing that they are federal roads, Shebi, he's not a human being. The other governors, the one of Imo State and the one of Abia State, are they not humans too? To think that the one of Abia State was even wearing a Shebi with the governor of Rivers State. So he did not borrow ideas from his friend then at that time. And then your people are the ones suffering here. The economy of your place is the one suffering. Okay, let me just go back to my phone lines, Ojari. 0700 903 903 903. I just take a few phone calls and then I rush straight to if you guys short commercial break. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
This is calling from Ogun State.
You're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
I so happy that you brought us all this issue to our notice.
Thank you.
Let me start from the Osun State the governor.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for him to cancel the celebration of the independence, I think I'm in support of that. Yes, I'm in support of that.
Why are you in support? Yes. You don't want children to go and do march pass and collect salute.
Yeah. Children will go and do march pass. And get not taken. Some of them will be kidnapped. The ones that are being kidnapped, we have not recorded. I know that it won't happen, but you can't deny a nation. Now, where there is a crowd, many people are not safe. The more they are planning, the more the evil ones are planning their own. Now, for me, if every state, any state that said they are not celebrating, I'm not blaming any of them. Everybody have their reason.
Why?
If they can pray, because almost.
Why do you not blame them? Or why do you support them?
Yeah, 63 years now. I've not seen anything Nigeria should be celebrating for. Because our governor, our president, they have been raising money. Okay, let me see now. You said that they have shared allocation to them about 1.3 million.
1.1 trillion.
1.1 trillion. Okay, yes. That's a lot of money. But now I will tell you now that even half of that money, some states will also complain that they use half of that money for the celebration of independence, which they know is not possible. Let me leave that area. Let me go to Port Harcourt. Thank God I lived in Obibo before coming down to.
So do you know that after that your Obibo Imo River, you cannot go further again if you were going to Abia State too? Have you been there recently? Do you know that after that your Obibo? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I said, do you know that after Obibo Imo River, you cannot go further again if you're going to Abia State?
Yeah. Let me say from Obibo, from Timber to Obibo to Abia State. I think although Nyesom Wike, the former governor of River State, is my friend, but to some extent I stopped supporting him. But nevertheless, Wike did a great job in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
To be sincere, Wike did a great job. If I may ask my people that have ruled in Abia State, the governor from the one, they have to answer query because I'm not hearing anything any of them is doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I have to run for a break now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Enugu State government is building a $40 billion economy, among which is the huge International Trade Center. It is the Oji River Industrial Park, the biggest in Africa, located in Ugwoba, few minutes drive to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Anambra State. Oji River Industrial Park is financed by African Development Bank, International Finance Corporation, American Exim Bank, Bank of Industry, Infrastructure Development Bank, Central Bank, Taj Bank, Sukuk Funds, and Development Bank of Nigeria. It is time to invest. Don't wait. Oji River Industrial Park has over 150,000 shop spaces and business plaza with state-of-the-art security cameras, fire-resistant walls, hospitals, fast foods, recreational centers, steady power supply, residential spaces for workers and business owners. Indeed, it is time to invest. For more inquiries, visit ojiriveric.com.ng or call Anosike on 0813 180 1541. Jude 0903 194 9623. Adigbo 0704 713 0361. Eda Patrick 0816 817 0210. This project is in partnership with Celox Group.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
The Evening Rush with Precious. Let me bring you a reminder of hot topical conversations of the day. Critical analysis of hot and trending topics on politics, economy, lifestyle, human angle, and sometimes the unusual. Featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Pali. Intense conversations, critical analysis. We sometimes disagree to agree.
Join Precious every weekday from Monday to Friday on the Evening Rush.
7 to 9 p.m.
90.3 Voice of the People FM, Lagos.
Don't miss it.
Phone lines as you open 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. If you are just joining us, let me quickly recap the hot topics that we have for today. Presidential poll: why we want to sack Tinubu, APM tells Supreme Court. And we also did tell you that families of abducted university students in Zamfara State to hold massive protest on October 1 in Abuja and other cities as over 20 students are yet to be released. And then Igbo governors' failure to industrialize Southeast brought unemployment on non-government ETC. IPOB of Onitsha set scene. And then Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala kind of reiterated differently and says Igbos are divided people. Southeast no longer has solidarity. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. And hey, talking about the Independence Day celebration, IPOB has said that, you know what, there is no independence celebration in any Southeast state. We don't want it. And Osun State Governor Adeleke also cancels Independence Day celebration in Osun State. Yes, let's see. And other news, federal government, state, local government share 1.1 trillion naira in August. Onto Federal Account Allocation Committee. So our governors now have money. Our local governments now have money. They cannot say that there is no money to do the work that they need to do, right? And then I also did tell you a story of how the Nigerian minister, the alleged poisoning of the Nigerian minister of tourism, and the tourism ministry also responding to that and saying that she wasn't poisoned, but she was only sick. She only had malaria. Lagos phone line 00700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Can
welcome.
you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead. How are you?
Yeah. I want to talk about this independent marching of 18. Chebena children where they happy, they no increase their salary, their school fees. What are they going to march about? Are they going to march about the hungry going on in their country, or are they going to march the increasement of school fees, or are they going to march incessantly where say they know they get? And another thing I want to talk now, this Okezi Ikpeazu. The time when he ruled us, he really tried. Although we thank God that less so that we have been waiting is here, and I believe he will make us proud, because we did not see what Alex Oti do for us. No road. He was owing, and
Alex Oti
whenever
was
he talk about the people he's owing, he would deny it.
Alex Oti
deny it.
He said Alex Oti is owing.
The teachers
just calm down. Calm down. Did you say Alex Oti is owing? Yes, I didn't get what you said. Did you say Alex Oti is owing and he didn't do any road?
I'm talking about Ikpeazu.
I wanted to be sure because you had mentioned. Okay.
For us.
Go ahead.
Yes, and I think that Alex Oti is here to make us proud, because he has been the one we are waiting for since. And since 3 months plus now, at least good news is coming out. Good news is coming out. And the person that said she's in the hospital, whether it's poison or whether it's malaria, may God may well.
Amen.
So
thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
That is okay. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye too.
All right.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Princess.
Yes, please. Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, my name is Mr. Biga.
Hey, my Ogari top. Good evening, sir.
Princess, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm great. How about you, sir?
Okay, I'm good. I'm not complaining.
Awesome.
But it's very difficult if you don't complain in this country.
Then what would you say to us that carry your complaints?
Talk about this. I want to talk about this money that is shared to state and local government.
The allocation.
The local government is supposed to be the third tier of the government.
Yes.
But I can let you know that the state look at them as non-existent.
Because they practically appoint them now.
Yeah.
Do we ever have local government elections in Nigeria? They're always almost unappointed.
I'm happy. Good, I'm happy you understand that. So, this money don't get down to the local governments. Was it in Ogun State where a local government chairman complained
and was sacked?
And you saw what happened.
Oh yes, I'm sorry I took out the words from you.
Presently, he's almost being tried in the courts for voicing out that we are running a federation. So, the local government don't take it as far as the governance of Nigeria is concerned.
And unfortunately, nothing will happen. Because that's very unjust. What crime has he committed?
That's the challenge. Good. That's the challenge I have with myself, with every Nigerian.
Unfortunately, oh, so sorry. Network is really very bad.
We don't do anything. Now, we're talking about Zamfara state again, where they have kidnapped students in the university. It is another Zamfara, another Chibok girls. I am asking, where are the opioid equivalents? Where are they? And remember, a president said that no kidnapping happens and no kind of banditry, no terrorism happens without the hands and involvement of government. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
So all these things are just orchestrated arrangements through which people on top continue to bring suffering upon
Thank you, Mr. Biggie.
Now, going to the southeast, yes. Okay. The southeast is beautiful that conference is holding. It is absolutely beautiful because everything has started is everybody to himself, and it has actually destroyed the economy of the southeast. I pray and I wish and I ask God to make that conference rejig and rework the southeast economy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening. Precious.
Good evening. Welcome, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Ned, calling from Switzerland.
Hey!
Local government.
Nedu. They want to put a son that between me and you, Abi. They don't know that we came way back from Wazobia. They don't even know. Nedu, what did I do to you? They said I offended you. They say it's my bad character. That's why you're not calling me.
It's a lie. Me, I used to watch now, but sometimes I only watch the step down because, like I wrote, I'm tired of Nigeria and their politics.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You see, because every day is the same thing. No matter how we bring no matter the news.
Monidu, we cannot stop. If we stop, we're done. We cannot stop. We'll keep talking.
But sometimes, you know, we are emotional on some things.
I understand.
How the ignorance of our governments, you know. Precious, now the schools are open. Could you believe a lot of parents cannot afford?
Are you telling me
to send their back their children?
But you know that if you're complaining like this, me, that is in the situation, I am an immediate benefactor or what did they call them again? Victim. I am a victim. In fact, I'm even a casualty. I'll not be just victim. What do you want us to do now? And then we still have to come and listen to the cry of everyone.
Anybody that is in abroad have someone that is paying their school fees in Nigeria.
I can imagine.
So I'm just begging even Nigerians in Nigeria, please use this medium to check if a child is not going to school in your area. Know how to access the parents. It's not easy. Their salary didn't go up, but the school fees just go up. The commodity in the market went up. Everything went up. Only the salary didn't go up.
I agree.
So sometimes every time I listen, it's the same politics. It's the same thing, whether it's from local government or from state or from the federal government. It's the same thing.
So you decided you chose peace, You chose like peace and love. I mean, what did they call it? Love and light. You decided to protect your mental health.
There is no peace. Even you listen, even you call or you don't call. There is no peace because that's the problem still boils to your heart. You are in Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. Nigeria problem is our problem. IPOB said the terrorists we have today is the children we failed to educate yesterday.
Absolutely. Over 20 million children out of school. What federal government is saying is about 16 million. It doesn't matter. They're increasing every day.
Them is going to be a criminal.
God forbid.
Terrorist.
God forbid.
It's not God forbid. This is reality. But okay, let me bust your brain. That after primary school now, some kids are not even They are hustling to get money, not to get back to school. They are hustling to get money to join Yahoo class.
Hi.
Where they are teaching them how to make Yahoo, how to be a frauder. Because the government.
So it's now an institution. So Yahoo is now an institution.
Yeah,
are you serious?
Yahoo is now an institution. Yes, some people make it a class. So parents have to be careful what their kids are doing now, how you bring them up, who they associate themselves with. Because this Gen Z generation, they call themselves, believe in quick money, not processed money. Because everything is processed in life. But this, our government is showing them that immediately you win election, everybody around you become a billionaire. So they have to look for a way. I sent you a picture of a local government, someone who is contesting for local government, is in your VOP WhatsApp this thing, who is contesting for local government chairman, a lady. I could have already snapped a lot of party. Nobody is making problem. They will call you, explain to you what they want to do. This is how they do it abroad. They are talking to you. They are not sharing food. They are sharing flyers. This flyer might have what they call bomb, like a sweet, just like a sweet. With this
so it has
flyer,
lollipops.
Something that
so it has lollipops.
Yeah, something. Yeah, like lollipop, something that you just put in your mouth and read the flyer. And before the lollipop will finish, you already read the flyer. Finish. You understand? They are not sharing.
So they're not giving rice. They're not giving rice.
They will give you Gary.
They're not giving sachet tomatoes and tin tomatoes. No, now they don't know how to do campaign.
Will give you shop.
They don't know how to do campaign. They did not do customized souvenirs, and then they didn't share money.
If you spend what you don't have, they will question you, where is this money coming from now? You will answer question because they will know you are a criminal, that you want to embezzle. And these people, they work, not just like our own, that they are sharing money to their godfathers.
Don't worry, we'll get there, Nido. I promise. I am very optimistic.
You understand?
I know that
Look
we'll
at
get
today.
there.
So many people are talking they will not celebrate independence because they fear of unknown gunmen, they fear of terrorists. You understand? Today, private school is more than government school. You see, all these schools our children goes abroad, 90% of them is government schools. And we are paying high amount of money for them to go government schools abroad. But being it primary, secondary, it's government schools, government built schools. But today, the government in Nigeria didn't build an environment for children to attend. And people are just using like a flat to create a school.
Flat's too big, sir.
In Nigeria.
Flat is too big.
You see, I watch a lot. I saw, when I saw some schools in Nigeria, I said, look at what they are doing to these kids. They don't have sports arena. They don't have anything. It's just go read, teach, and go home. Our people are suffering. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nida. Thank you. Good to hear from you again. We missed you. Thank you very much. I'll tell Promise that you eventually called.
I'm around.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mostly.
I hope you're fine with family too, right?
100%. Just Nigeria is not fine, and it makes me not fine.
Sorry. You go better. We know saying a poor man prayer, but you go better.
My dear, we don't hear that thing. Since I was born, I was hearing Up Nepa. My children now join me with Up Nepa. Maybe my children go join Up Nepa.
You are no good agree. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Nida. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. All right, let me run through some messages. I have quite a number of them here. Okay, so where do I begin now? Oh, these messages will not let me. The calls will not let me. It says, good evening, Precious. You're doing a great job. You are passing a message. Well done. You are now practicing the I'm going to sit down, my brother. I'm not practicing the regionalism. Which one was I practicing before? A fake one. One thing I'm very sure of is APM is going to be fined heavy fine, because the case has already been decided by Supreme Court. Odun from Oshodi sent in that message. All right. Hello. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yes. Good evening.
My name is Jonathan. I'm currently from London.
Mr. Jonathan, you're welcome. How are you today?
Very well.
How's the weather? Are you guys getting cold gradually?
We are preparing for winter.
Yes.
It's changing gradually.
Right,
you guys to double up.
Go ahead, please. Let's hear you.
Yeah. So let me quickly contribute and make and give way for fellow parliamentarians. Yes. So, you are talking about conjugal comments in the Southeast economic.
Yes, including Ayam Payosanya, yes.
So, you mentioned a case that in the name of this IGR. If we can't make any headway where we are not fitting up. Let me say the VOP is trending is because you guys, you are the one of the best in town. That's why many people want to be part of it. So that's why people are abroad. We can tune in, we can listen to genuine news, both home and abroad. But where you are not putting in your best, you can't expect. You know how the government work being run. If you want to get government job in UK here, or Bangladesh or India, you must be one of the best. Nothing but best. So where we are not putting our best. I'm not expecting much. So, and the woman too, not that she's expecting much. She's just saying it. She has been in government. She has been a victim of government. Mm-hmm. She has been a victim of our own policy in the name of better Nigeria. So this comment from her, he didn't even push me. I said this woman, this is a political statement. Permit me to say that.
But what she said isn't wrong. Now she's saying that there is no unity. That's what she said. She said there is no unity within, the Southeast, and that's why development has been stalled. And that's that. What do you think is wrong with that statement?
No, that's reality. That's fact. Mm-hmm. It's a factual statement.
So she didn't say anything that. And then she also said that they should, work towards developing their own IGR. And I do also agree with her in that, because is there any state, for instance, in Nigeria that doesn't have natural resources? How many natural resources do you people have in that UK that you are?
Wait, imagine some local government are even bigger than some countries.
I know, so I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. So what she said is not wrong, because every state in the Southeast has the capacity to have their own, good IGR. Good IGR without even collecting money from from federal allocation. But are they doing that? Are they properly harnessing that potential? So what? There's nothing she said that is wrong.
Is it not the same Southeast? Is this Singapore? I don't know the country that came to Southeast to pick a palm oil stuff to their country and begins to turn it around. And
they said it was Malaysia, though.
Billion.
They said it was Malaysia.
Is it Malaysia?
Something like that.
So every place in Southeast is money. Every place, all the corner is money.
I agree with you. And that's exactly what she's saying, that they're not utilizing that money around them to make the real money. But everybody just there for federal allocation.
Leadership. So that's the problem. So when people are talking about what about leadership or non-government? You people are not talking about that now. so that
leave me. Or come and be going. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, I appreciate you, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Hello, good evening to you. Yes, good evening. Welcome. I'm fine. We're inside the work like this. Welcome.
My name is Paul.
Paul, wait.
I'm from Madagri.
You're welcome, Paul. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. I have only 2 points or 3 to share on this program you are doing now.
All right, go ahead, sir.
First and foremost, there's no government from Eastern States except Wike and the Mai
any other governors from eastern states, they have never do any 10% of what they're supposed to do in their states up to today. Etazo is the worst. Imo State is second by the worst. The present governor. Then Anambra. All these things is supposed to put the people smiling in your area, in your state. Thirdly, look at what the Soludo have done now, just within few days after collecting this money and other things. Free education from primary to secondary. And that is what they will have done for years. And by now, everywhere will have been booming in the whole eastern region. No single thing. So I'm to blame those that they say they don't want independence, but parade and other rest of them or celebration on the eastern region. Secondly, this government that is planning for this independence, why is it that they have never come up and said free education from primary to secondary?
We have free education, I don't know. Is there no free education?
Is that the one that they say 85 for students in one class? I used to go around now to see in Lagos here. It is those teachers there. They are not. They say I'm not going to enter that classroom. They say Mr. Paul, I'm not going to enter my classroom. Look at them standing up, doing it in the class. Is that how to teach? Is that how to read in the class? When you stand up, some sit down, some do this, and they're reading this, they're doing everything. So there's no free education in Lagos State. Another year. So it is where you get free education is we have 25% of 25 people in one class, 25 people in one class. Everybody will sit down, watching the board and writing and spelling and doing everything. But go to Lagos State private school, government school, 120, 88, 74 in one class. Is that free education? What are they learning? They are not learning anything. At the time they ring back, who dismiss.
But do you recall that some students from Lagos State private government schools, scored I think second in the national mathematics competition? They did well. They did well.
Yes, what you're saying is true. It's one out of 980%.
All right.
That we graduate that we do the pass out that way in the whole primary school of the whole Nigeria, of the whole Lagos State and the secondary school.
Thank you so much.
This very morning, people have shared it to people, even when sitting at home. Use it again, go around and see people at home for this independent day. Share this relative to them, or share something where you will see people face to face, not by giving governor this and this.
Thank
you. They are not doing it.
Thank you.
We are not moving forward.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
You too. Bye. Hello. Good evening to you.
Yeah. Hello. Precious.
Oh, Mr. Tony. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah. Good evening. Trying your line is like calling.
Sorry. It's not me. It's not me. People are calling plenty. Abi.
Yeah, it's good to hear a dude's voice.
Yes. So
I greet him. Yeah,
it's nice hearing from him too.
So. First of all, there's something I sent on your, what do you call it, Instagram. If you go through it, yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Now, there are. Do you know that the ceramic industry at Omahia? There is a ceramic industry at Omahia, and I know how many, because we used to live there. I know how many workers, the production, what they were doing, but today. All these things are no longer there. They are no longer functioning.
They've packed up, Abi.
Yeah. And they were producing almost many tiles and toilet seats, everything being produced there. And ceramic, anything tiles. But now Nigeria is importing all these things.
And then we're still complaining that the dollar is going up. How will it not go up?
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about Dunlop?
Don't even mention Dunlop. It's been a long time.
So there are, if I can count, you are talking of Aba. I know I have a cousin. That cousin, and I know somebody also who used to live. This guy will get a contract to supply some of these shades to some of all these politicians in Abuja. But this guy will go there and tell them that he import them. But he saw all these things down there in Ataba. Which I have been there. I put all these labels. I don't know how.
I say they get Marks and Spencer. They get given anyone you want. They have it, and they sew it. They make sure that they detail the tailoring.
Yeah,
according to the specification of that designer.
And that is what P2B has been talking. What do we buy here in Europe? We buy all this cloth they produce from Sri Lanka. And that is where many Nigerians go to import all these materials. And now they are having this conference. If I may go to Mrs. Iwara, why is he talking now? I think he was among the cabinet, the time of Obasanjo. That is the only thing Nigerians should hold Obasanjo to account for allowing the account of the local government to go to the state. And that is why the local government are crippled.
So they took advantage of it.
Yes, because Obasanjo wanted to run a third term. And the governors said, if you want it, give us this thing. And he gave it to them for them to support him, but they didn't. And that since then, nothing is happening. All these local governments have been, some governors will go in, they will not even care. They are asking of they had this conference they have now. Let us pray that they will learn from it. But I was thinking maybe the insecurity is now coming closer to their door. Now they call this conference. And who called it? The Imo State governor. Because it's part of a campaign. Did you hear what that man said, the governor of Imo State? Did you hear that he went to Europe, he's connecting Europe, they will give 4,000 young men jobs to go to Europe to work.
Will the young men come back? Will they come back? after they travel? No, how many Nigerians come back after such trips?
It's not about coming back. Such a thing is not possible.
All right, I appreciate you, Mr. Tony Chikudi.
You know what I sent to you is British UK government is now investigating many Nigerian nurses.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Of fake examination paper.
Oh yes, it happened. I think it happened in Canada the other time. Now it's you. I'm not surprised. It did happen. It did happen last. Was it only this year or last year?
Going on is because our politicians, all of them have fake certificate, fake agent, and they go into politics. It's not only Nigeria that are corrupt. I know that there is a young lady they jailed here who was sitting for exam, driving license exam for some people. And they tracked him because if you are conducting in UK, most of the exam now, they have camera. A camera will take your photo before you go and sit down and the rest of them and your ID and everything. That's how they started tracking this lady. And she has done, although she's 9, I don't know if she has come out of jail because they jailed her. But some of all these things, our people will be coming out. You have a baggage at their back. And you are coming out to a kind of display that baggage, a bad baggage. And it's now affecting everybody. So I don't know where we are going with all this thing. But I hope that the meeting that I can count a lot of things that factories in East that is closed. Not even that is rat and bush grass cutters are now living in those factories.
All right, Mr. Tony, I appreciate you. Let's not make ourselves sad. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling, Tony Chikudi.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'll run through some WhatsApp messages. Now, one thing I'm very sure about is APM is going to be fined heavily because of they had already. Okay, I think I took this message already. This says, "Good evening, Precious and Mr. Darlington. Precious, your president wife tell us say they don't need Nigerian money. So did they tell you they need it now? Okay." Then Tony Anele from Ijagemo says, I wish Igbo leaders, especially the governors, can move beyond talk shop and work the talk. Hitherto, the eastern region were accused of putting its eggs in one basket, which some people saw as retarding the economic political development of the region back then, around 1999 to 2003. Are they not worse off from 2015 till date, when the governors had been fragmented according to different party lines? Not about IPOB now. I don't see what people of the region are coming out to celebrate: political or economic independence. Which one really is in existence? It is a shame, even nationally, to say that anybody celebrating independence in this country has that. You said a lot. I'm sorry, I will not read further. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Oh, yeah, I think I lost that call already. Okay, so let me run through some more messages. Yep. So this says something from Yanapaja says prepare equal Joe. What does that mean? Equal Joe. Okay, we are waiting for what the Supremacy Court will say concerning APM suit by on VP Shetima. Governor Adeleke is spot on cancellation, because assuming what the country is going through is personally happening in any of the government politicians' life, will they have the courage to do any celebration? On the minister's illness, please help me greet her on quick recovery, because renewed hope is working. Stop it now. Sharing bonanza, cash outs, and you said a lot, but I'll have to stop it. Let's not be sensitive to someone's plight, please. I appreciate it. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Stan. I'm calling from UK.
Mr. Stan, you're welcome. My name is Precious. Welcome. This is Voice of the People FM.
Yeah, yeah. Nice to hear your voice again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I want to comment on two topics, okay, about the state governors and then on national issues. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So the problem of Nigeria is mainly caused by 36 people. 36 people, which are the 36 state governors. People. Yes. 36 state governors. If I remember when I was growing up, okay, if you go to the local government was functional. We have health inspectors, they are from local government, education inspectors, they are from the local government. When you go to local government, the bureaucracy, everything is perfect. Whatever you need, you go to local government. If it's documents, if it's levies, whatever, you go to local government. When I was in primary school, secondary school, we don't know what is happening in the capital of the state. Like, I'm from Imo State, all right? I'm from Imo State. Then everything was working perfect. Very, very, very perfect. Because the state governors, they have refused to allow the local government to work. That's been the problem of Nigeria. That's been the problem of Nigeria. Okay, how do you expect even the British people that instituted government in our countries, but over here, the local government is, in fact, local government is the powerful government in this country. The councils, they are the most powerful in this country.
They have to be, because they're closest to the people. Yes, your county is
you have your councillor. Your councillor could be living in front of you, the same street with you. Whatever you have, you gotta explain, or if there's any. So the councillors, they are living in the same locality with you. So if there's any problem, they can't. If any problem you have, it's the council you got meet. You don't even know what is happening at the center. You can't expect somebody in Abuja now or to come and start repairing roads for you in your village. No. Or someone in the center of your state capital to start coming and repairing something in your village. These are the works of the councillors and local government chairmen. They're the one that does. So if all the local governments, 774 local governments, if they are effectively working, tell me where would now be the insecurities and all those things. No, you can't have those things there. It's the state governors. They are the one stifling the local government. As soon as local government start working the way it's meant to be, Nigeria will pick up straight away. That's for the local. That's for the states.
Okay.
Now for the national issues I want to comment. For as a matter of urgency, the Attorney General of the Federation should as soon as possible, arrest President Tinubu as soon as possible, because
are you okay?
It is now confirmed that in 1999, he won Lagos State Governor through deceit and impersonation.
Oh, will you stop that?
So before the law,
so which court has confirmed?
A governor.
Which court has confirmed? Oh God, no, Mbano, you cannot say this on public radio. That is not true. Which court did confirm the case that you're talking about now? Which court? Tell me the court that confirmed this case.
I said with all the evidence filing all over.
Has a judge ruled anything? Has any judge ruled anything? You see evidences. Has any judge ruled anything
That's
yet?
why, at least by now, President Tinubu should have been. At least he should have resigned.
Oh yeah, come and be going. Thank you. Sorry, I will not let you continue this, please, so that you don't throw us into a problem. I appreciate you. No, it's okay. It's just okay for you to start going in here, please. Please. I hope you understand. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. All right, Lagos phone lines are still open. Please. Let's try to maintain decorum and let's try to speak facts only. Facts and not your truth, because truth can be relative, but facts that can be proven in a bit, right? Please, I beg you. All right. Hello, good evening to you. Can you help me turn off the volume of your radio set? Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Yes, good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good evening. This is Mr. Emmanuel calling from Isoda.
Miss Emmanuel, you're welcome. Go ahead.
First and foremost, I want to, stress the fact that people are really suffering, especially since this issue of removal of subsidy. Now, someone was talking about issue of children, school children returning back to school. It has been a major issue to the extent that even their parents have, imagine somebody is thinking of how to feed. You are now bringing the issue of how to go pay fees, not to talk of accommodation, where his landlord or the landlady is already also thinking of a kind of government that will still tell these same people to still be patient with them. First month, be patient. Second month, be patient. How long? If these children are being thrown out of school or can no longer go to school, and they eventually now involve themselves in all other social vices or the other, it now becomes an issue again to the nation, which tomorrow or in future will not be talking about advantage if they have that privilege to even go study. And these same children are being thrown out of school. If to say, okay, the ordinary Nigerian should send his or a child, his children to, or his children to, at the end of the long run, are now saying, okay, they cannot even afford it. Imagine how many states today will say, would be their chest to say, okay, they are paying up to 50,000 to the civil servant. We are not even talking about how much. Precious, I heard you yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, said you got a bag of rice for 55,000.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that is
also experiencing that? Just to let you know, so you don't think it's your own network, right? But the trust. So I was reading the message from something in Paja where he says, pray. Okay, he says, we're waiting for what the Supreme. Okay, so government think I took that far, and then you said, okay, and you said on the minister's illness, please. Okay, I think I have to DK. Are you serious? Thank you. Precious, please, where is president? Because UN General Assembly has finished to be a branch anywhere else. Emperor, I don't know. If you see him, tell me. Precious, I like your frank talk today. Maybe it will help us to wake up to our own responsibility to hold this local government and close to us accountable. From their chairman, they will be able to ask questions from their governor. Government is local. Let's state from the councillors Ogun to council. I don't understand you from Badagry, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But I get the point that you're trying to say, that it's now time that we'll begin to hold our local council people accountable for their works. Mark from Agege says, good evening, ma'am. To be honest, I just want to ask, how are you doing? I'm not doing fine. I cannot even pretend. Well done, ma'am. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I don't know waiting to talk for Niger Matter again. Good night. Thank you so much. No, good night yet. I have a step-down conversation that will take your mind away from Niger Matter. Good evening, Precious. I am crying when you were reading out how much the state and federal government shared and all the money where monies from the tax, VAT, and transfer charges from citizens. And in all this, there is nothing to show for it. Mr. Egbe from Ijegun. Mr. Egbe, I don't even want to think about that matter. If I think that my tax is part of that money and somebody can just relax and be taking care of it. Good evening, Precious. How's your day been? Well, I'm inside the day, right? He said, Precious, you're taking a lot of sensible... You're asking a lot of sensible questions this evening. You see, the problem we have in Nigeria are bad governance, lack of accountability, verify. In fact, I have tried to, reach out to the Commissioner for Education in Lagos State. I want to verify this matter because I still don't want to believe it. It's fine for you to say parents should show their tax return, right? It's good. But not telling the child a tax return in a tax clearance on the child's name. Which work the pikin do way they use pay tax? Well, thank you for even bringing this up again. He said, despite all the hardship everywhere in the country, thereby causing a lot of children to be out. So if I can prove that I don't have a source of income, how will I not pay the tax now? Hey, okay. Well, there should be actually mechanisms is looking like. People living in Europe are looking at us like, chai. That's not true. They don't know anything. Chai, no, don't say that. Who did us? Sorry, nobody did us. Good evening, Precious. Please, the issue of the local government and state joint accounts is a constitutional, and OBJ is not the cause. People should not misinform the public. Thank you. I appreciate you. And then he says, this is Kelvin from 007 Lagos. Look at the way they have turned this country into our leaders, have turned us into living dead. But the day God will judge us, people should not be making me sad with your messages now, please. Auntie Precious, good evening. Please tell them to let the local government breathe. Come and see flood in my area because of today's rain. Kenneth from NNP. Is he Ejigbo? Hey, I don't even want to talk about my experience in Ejigbo. Long time ago, in 2016, my car swallowed. Thank God for that particular car. In fact, that car user, the car self knows a human being user. The car, water was like halfway the car, and I swam through it. In that Ejigbo, that area, I was passing Ojejeli on a rainy day. I don't know who sent me a message there. I hope it's not that area that is flooded though. All right, I appreciate you. My phone lines are still open, 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp number is still open, 0700 903 9039. Let me quickly go to YouTube because I have quite a lot of reactions on YouTube. So let's see if we can pay attention to them one at a time. Where do I get to now? Where did I stop in YouTube messages? Okay, Donichikude, I see you. Thank you so much. Ola Adewale says, Ola Adewale, that's message you don't let me. All right, let me just attend to this call. I'll get back to you, Ola. Hello, good evening to you.
Mr. Precious.
Mr. Saab. How did I know it's you?
How you doing?
How did I know it's you? It's profound.
You doing which now?
It's profound. It's profound.
How?
Because I see your name on your stuff here when you rings.
Okay, it's Seb.
At least I picked that one.
Okay, you just use your own way of saying
I just figured out. Yes, well done. Welcome. I hope you've reached out to Akuchinyere, please.
No, I will reach will reach her this weekend.
Thank you.
I haven't done so, but I got the message.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you. All right, then. So go ahead. Let's hear you.
How you day? How you day?
I did. I know they fine. No, they ask me, but I did. I did do the work. I know they fine. Nobody's mental health is breathing. Our mental health is not breathing.
I beg that bag of fries where you buy.
I don't get problem for that side. Wallahi. That kind of thing. That one not be the problem when they worry me. The one where they worry me past this one. Not be rice. Thank you. Thank you. They worry me past this one. Not be rice. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
There was it's not an article. It's a list of things that I saw on to what it is right now. It says I was really, and I can relate to these things because I experienced it. I experienced them when I was in Nigeria. All the stuff that have closed, and when we hear our politicians lying to us, that or even the so-called men of God saying the same thing, that dollar will come back to what it was many years ago, without no foundation on ground, without putting anything on ground. There are things we can express faith on. Even with that, Bible says faith without work is a dead faith.
They go anywhere.
You understand? So it's like all these factories, car factory, manufacturing in Lagos, Volkswagen, Peugeot in Kaduna, that stabilized the economy. There was employment. You were doing things to bring in dollars. Now, none of those are in existence. Our economy has become a dollar economy, which is against the law. But yet, the people who are at the helm of affairs, they are piloting this scam. Excuse my language. They are piloting this thing that is bringing our country down. It's like, where are we going? Are we moving forward or we are going backward? If you look at the way Nigeria is right now, many years ago, you can boast of lights coming maybe 7 days in a row. NEPA will not take lights. You know, and you can even expect to get water from the pipe. Water board. Water board was functional.
Naturally.
Now we don't have water board. Now we don't have NEPA.
And the cleanness of water then was just that water from water board, because you can drink it directly. That was our drinking water. That was our source of
You understand? Exactly. Those were good old days. Instead of us to be projecting ahead, we are taking a whole wrong step backward. So how is it going to get better? People that are in leadership now, they are the one we've been hearing their name all along. Even before I even started wearing underwear, I was hearing all these names. Now these names are still there. They travel. They see what's going on in other countries. They have houses in other countries. They see the development in those countries. Why don't we bring these things home? In New York City, when you go in the subway, you can even enter the escalator and go deep down in the subway to take the next train. While you are underground, there's another train on top of that train underground. This is development. But Nigeria, we are just doing the wrong thing. When is it going to get better? We don't know. They say, okay, let the young people get a chance. They pass the law, but the people who are still in power, they are sitting on it so that the young people will not even get a chance. Today's salary cannot take you home. It cannot even take you outside the office. Because by the time you get outside the office, the people you bought items from while you were working, months don't end, they won't collect their money. It can't even take you home. So I believe from outside the country, we are also responsible for families that we left in Nigeria. My mom is home. My siblings are home. Everybody is crying. How much people can you help? How many people can you really help? It's like you just a drop in the ocean. It's pathetic.
Thank you.
Our mental health here is being affected. Before I go, sorry, I wanted to send you pure, bottled water through Emirates Airline. But they tell me, said, Emirates thought they go Nigeria. You know, they never started to go Nigeria. I was very excited. So
why are you like this now? Why is it like this now? Of all airlines, Emirates Airline, that one that you know that is in contention, you're not nice. Mr. Stab, you're not nice. You're not nice like this. No problem.
I be one trial. I see the
no problem.
Whether they give
I will get back to Ajuri. I'll ask Ajuri Ngilali. I'll ask Ajuri Ngilali what's going on. I'm sure that will start flying soon. Thank you so much, Mr. Saab. I appreciate you.
Have a blessed weekend.
You do have an amazing weekend.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Bye.
Sebastian, New York City.
Oh, Mr. Stab. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bye. Yes. All right, niggas, phone lines are still open, but I need to take a quick break because I have a commercial to jump into. But let me run through some messages. I was trying to run through some messages on YouTube. Olawale says, is it true that the chairman of EFCC is still in jail and the person who he was proving is in power? I be the people he is trying to prove, and the ones that he's proving are in power. You don't even, my brother, he's not even in jail. He's in custody, DSS custody. He's not been charged to court yet before he enters. No, I'm not gonna read that. Luciano Santero, I see your message. Wow, my precious, sing for the first time ever. You so cute and calm. Oh wow, but you can be too strict at times. Good evening. So it comes with a job, right? So please forgive me. It's a job. And Bene Ingene says, Abba textile industry has donkey years, or for donkey years have been abandoned. I agree with you, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Is leadership started in the democratic dispensation? It could be better, right? And Chuka Ekwe says, good evening, beautiful precious. Thank God it's Friday. See, Pierre, we'll keep talking without action. Nothing will work. It will work. Media Peace says, the insanity of the disunity can't give us freedom and liberty as a people. And then he said a lot. I appreciate you. Wisdom AK says, all of you, not only precious, but why now? Alexandra. He said, I can't wait to see the back of this government. Oh, wow, really? Thank you for the good job, Ray TV. I appreciate you. So let me quickly just run on a few commercial break. And this is an announcement that you need to listen to. This is an infomercial. Nigerians can now invest in crude oil futures and derivatives while aiming for double profits. Now, the price of oil has reached its highest level this year. Yet, many Nigerian investors have not benefited from the global oil price. Despite being one of the major producers in the world, the multi-billion-dollar global oil sector is without doubt one of the most liquid industries with significant profit margins for many investors. But I think a lot of us have just been sitting on a long thing. We're not thinking about diving into that industry, right? So Nigerian investors, on the other hand, seem to be left behind by the prospective opportunities in this area, that is the crude oil industry. So even as the market is now fully deregulated, at least from what we hear, even though we're still buying fuel at 617 naira, right? And with the removal of fuel subsidies, and Nigerians now buy fuel based on direct market, institutional trading is poised to providing crude oil futures and derivatives to the Nigerian investing arena through its educational arm, CCI Finance Academy, in collaboration with other trading giants. So if you want to know how this works and how you can jump in on the oil sector right away, you can send them a WhatsApp message on 0809 060 6336. 0809 060 6336. The event that is going to take place via Zoom will educate investors on the benefits of investing in crude oil futures, derivatives, and other market instruments, as well as the regulatory structures and potential profit from investing in the oil markets. To revitalize the economy, it is necessary to maximize opportunities in previous underutilized areas, and the oil market is too appealing to even ignore. Don't think about it. So the workshop, which is in its second edition, will be virtual and in person, in any available educational center nationwide, and will target significant oil and gas investors, including top, speakers from the oil and gas industry. Investment bankers are also targeted, brokers, corporate organizations, startup investors, security dealing firms, and private individuals. This is an event you must not miss because it will impact you a lot. If you're looking for where to make money from, especially concerning the crude oil, and ensure that you grow your money in dollars and not in naira, this is a business that you should jump on. Send them a WhatsApp message now on 0809 060 6336. 0809 060 6336, so you can get details of the Zoom meeting and you learn more. It is absolutely free of charge to attend the meeting, and then when you hear about the business, you can decide whether or not to continue with the business, and then you can also make your own individual research about the business. So to know more, send a WhatsApp message to 0809 060 6336. That is 0809 060 6336. All right, Lagos, that's it. Let's quickly take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Enugu state government is building a $40 billion economy, among which is the huge International Trade Center. It is the OG River Industrial Park, the biggest in Africa, located in Ugwoba, few minutes drive to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Anambra State. OG River Industrial Park is financed by African Development Bank, International Finance Corporation, American Exim Bank, Bank of Industry, Infrastructure Development Bank, Central Bank, Taj Bank, Sukuk Funds, and Development Bank of Nigeria. It is time to invest. Don't wait. OG River Industrial Park has over 150,000 shop spaces and business plaza with state-of-the-art security cameras, fire-resistant walls, hospitals, fast foods, recreational centers, steady power supply, residential spaces for workers and business owners. Indeed, it is time to invest. For more inquiries, visit ogriveric.com.ng or call Anosike on 0813 180 1541. Jude 0903 194 9623. Adigbo 0704 713 0361. Eda Patrick 0816 817 0210. This project is in partnership with Zelox Group. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
Yes, Lakers, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM, 24 minutes pursuing the 8 p.m. mark, and we are still here. Well, let's see if I can run through some of your messages because I have so many of them before I go to my step-down conversation. As a matter of urgency, we need a step-down conversation today. We're tired of wahala. All right, so let me run through some of the messages. Egege from Agege says, let's see. You said free education in Lagos State, as far as I am concerned, is close to a scam. Hey, why are you like this? First and foremost, most of the teachers are not qualified to teach. They are employed on the basis of man no man. The students are charged money on this and that by some of the headmasters, mistresses, and principals. Even textbooks are no longer being provided. Parents pay for uniforms and books. The students that perform better in public schools are either those whose parents hire private teachers for or attend private tutorials after school. You just calm down like this. Detail the thing for me. And Elise says, good evening, Precious. Thank you for the good work you are doing. Amaka from White Sand. Appreciate you, Amaka. Thank you so much. Hello, Precious. The problem of Nigeria is everybody suffering and smiling. People keep quiet when it's not happening to them. But thank God it's happening to everybody now. So we'll not keep quiet again. Casey from heaven. Even people in heaven, you're feeling it, Abby. All right, Precious, until we have the federalism practice or true federalism practice as it is in the United States, which therein there is resource control. The resources in the state cannot be harnessed by the states, okay? Emperor sent in that message. Emperor, I appreciate you. And then it says, good evening, VOP. Going by the way you, Precious, restrict people from speaking their mind, that shows we are not in full democratic government. Okay. Secondly, no obedience to the laws and court orders in Nigeria, especially our politicians. Ikena from Ilasamaja. You know what? I'm tired of explaining the reason I had to cut your calls. Good evening, Precious and Mr. Jude. Okay. Mr. Jude from Okota. I would like the state's youth to start attacking the governors because bad government is not only the federal. The palliatives money the federal government gave to them, who is holding them accountable? And you said thanks and have a good night. Thank you so much. You too do have a pleasant night. Today, almost 4 men came to my shop just for me to help them with food money. Oh, I don't like to hear things like this. He said to the extent that I tell one of them no money for him because this thing is too much. Hungry everywhere and no job, no sales, and still we are known as country with leaders and government. Well done, good job, Ostino Abus. Ostino, it is hard. If you can help, please, but don't let it drown you. Precious, you're gorgeous. Sam Ken, all that, appreciate you. Thank you. And this is good evening, Precious. Please call the number again. Oh, you are too fast. Hey, this is my fast motto. So it is 070 0700 903 903. Wait, which of the numbers did you ask of? Is it the number for the business? Hey, oh, we've passed that boat now. Why are you like this now? And I'm not supposed to call that number again. Oh, no, now I've passed that. Oh, you said I was too fast. Okay, so it's 0809 060 6336. 0809 060 6336. I do hope I did justice to that. And then this says, good evening, Precious. APC members told the whole world that Mr. President was fully prepared to build Nigeria the way he built Lagos. Please, sir, what is going on now? Lagos no be Nigeria. Emi Loko from Ekoton Igbe sent in that message. Hey, Oga David Adunri, you've come again with these your long messages, but I enjoy reading them because I love to hear your economic views. And it says, insecurity in the Southeast is inflicting serious harm to the region's economy. However, I don't think the insecurity there emanates from economic downturn. Only political solutions can foster peace and pave way for economic regeneration there. This is without prejudice to the responsibility of the federal government to restore firm order across the country. Agreed, the state and local government have a lot to contribute to the economic development of the overriding power of federal government over exploitation of natural resources prevents subnationals from creating wealth through their resources. But how come the gold in Zamfara state is still, extracted by individuals and perhaps the states? How much of the federal interest is in the golds or some mineral resources in other parts of the country, apart from crude oil? I'm just asking. Country, apart from crude oil, I'm just asking. So he said, despite the best efforts of sub-nationals, a mismanaged macroeconomy by FGN will render them ineffective. That's what you said. I appreciate you. Thank you. Precious, it's time to start inviting politicians to speak to us here or direct interaction in our courtroom. Odom. Yes, so most of them don't come. It's not like we don't invite them. You invite, they don't come. Oh, Mr. Stab says, Precious, so my birthday is tomorrow, Uncle Seb, New York City. Hey, what are we going to do like this now? And tomorrow is not work, I would have done banana for you now if tomorrow was work day. I would have just arranged some kind of banana for you like this. Happy birthday, Mr. Stab. God bless you. Wishing you all the best. Thank you so much. I would holler you happy birthday tomorrow on Instagram. Thank you so much. All right. So let's take a breather and go straight to our step down conversation. So our step down conversation this evening is on the plight of a woman. I'm going to read through the message very carefully, and I'll love your sincere and honest input on that, on the topic of conversation. So a lady, with the name Chichi on Instagram, posted on her social media, and she says she posted a picture of her in her car by her car, and then she says, this was in 2018. I was running my own bar / restaurant, had my own car, started building my own house, was roofing it at the time I took this picture. Then I met Jeff. He was my engineer, a cute one. Whenever I went to my site, he would always look for a way to, So he said, whenever I went to my site, he would always look for a way to deviate, to divert from the real issues, to start telling me how humble I was and how beautiful I looked. He always say we were going to make a beautiful couple, and she laughed out loud. Initially, I would always try to shove it off, but somehow I eventually gave in. I was very much single at the time though, so I thought I should give him a chance. Everything was going on well. The house was completed. I moved in. Fast forward to 2019 December, he proposed. I accepted. We had discussed with whose house we would live in after marriage, mine or his. She laughed out loud again. He was living in a 1-bedroom apartment as a tenant at the time, but I had my own house, a 4-bedroom bungalow, of course, that she built, where we wouldn't bother about paying rent. But he said he would never move in with me. And of course, I would never leave my house to go start paying rent for Christ's sake. So she said, well, I don't start for relationship with that. I called off the engagement since we weren't agreeing with each other. He didn't see it coming though. A week after I called off the engagement, he called me on phone and said, I quote now, quoting him as she writes. She says, I will deal with you for disgracing me like this. Away. And then she says, I was like, how on earth is calling off an engagement a disgrace? How? He said he has said what he said. Okay. Okay. And then she said, I didn't take his threat seriously, though. I went about my business. On the 5th of June, 2020, on the 15th of June, 2020, I got a call from a man who lived opposite my house that my house was burning. I screamed, how? I cried and begged him to help me do something, but the fire service or something. Okay, yeah, call the fire service or something. The fire service guys arrived after my house had completely burned down. At about 4 p.m. the same day, I picked a call from an unknown number. It was Jeff, my ex's voice. He said, I told you I'll deal with you. And he hung up. I was shocked, confused, and speechless at the same time. The following day, I hurriedly made my way back to my base. I went to the police and wrote a petition against my ex. I told them it was him, right? Mm-hmm. And then, yes. So I told them it was him who burnt down my house. He was brought in for questioning, but I did nothing to prove he was the anonymous caller. But I was sure it was him, but I couldn't prove it. He was set free because I had no case against him. A week later, my bar restaurant also got burned down. It happened like magic. Nobody knew where the fire came from. Everything happened very fast. I went into depression. I almost committed suicide. Until this day, I still believe strongly it was done by my ex, Jeff. But of course, I had no proof. I couldn't deal with the whole thing. I sold my car and moved to Lagos so I could stay far away from that devil. Ever since then, whenever someone tells me I will deal with you, I never take it lightly anymore. So because of this lady's reveal, a lot of people are now saying that, oh, so this is the reason why it is wrong for a lady who is within a particular social strata to marry a man within a particular social strata. That's just the basis of the conversation. So do you think it was a mistake for her to even understanding her status at that time? Do you think it was a mistake for her to ever even accept the engagement? Is this some sort of mistake that is not backfiring at her? Would she have told him off from the beginning, understanding that as he looked like this, so we know they're the same level? Do you think she made a mistake? Because a lot of people are now turning it into, you know what, that's why it's not good to marry down. So do you think that it is fair, because of this one single incident, for people to now say, oh, it is not fine for you to marry someone who is not within the same social strata or social class with you? That's our step down conversation, Lagos. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Hello, Precious.
Sir?
Good evening, how are you doing?
I'm fine, welcome.
Yeah, this is Remy from Akopa.
Remy, would you do that to a woman? Sorry, I had to ask that off the hook. So Remy, it's okay. So Remy, do you think it's unwise to marry down?
Okay, let me go by this. Should I say, especially women marry upwards? They use hypergamy with women. Women are probably afraid to make sure they marry someone who can take care of them. Even if they are when growing up, parents probably say that to them subconsciously. They marry someone who will take care of you. Invariably, they marry someone who is richer than them, even if they are rich. So by nature, women probably lead towards that. Whatever. So, you said, was it because you married someone, someone who is not in a social state, who is not a category of abuse? That was. I don't think that was the reason why that happened.
You don't think what?
That was why that happened, because he married someone who is not as financially okay as
so obviously, no, but it looks like that's why it happened, because obviously the guy was embarrassed. He was embarrassed that she refused to leave her 4-bedroom bungalow that she built, which is like a house that she owns, to move in with him to a 1-bedroom where he's on rent. So he obviously got angry. Because remember, he called her to say that I will deal with you. He was embarrassed. Yeah, perhaps he was embarrassed that if you obey me because you get money, Abi. Don't you think so?
This evil knows no gender, knows no social status, knows no. It's not about your status. It's not about your gender.
All right. No, let me let you go, Remy. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No matter the level.
So one can be wicked irrespective of your social strata, your social class. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Remy. Let me talk to someone else. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Hey, Nedu, these days when you pick call, you used to talk well. Now what happened? That break dealt with you. You don't used to delay now to talk to me. Before you now sit down well and adjust well after picking call.
Nigeria economy is dealing with me.
Sorry, go ahead, Nedu.
That's why they always say marry your best friend, marry who understands you. The girl, the woman or the lady or the girl, they didn't make a mistake. The guy knows her status, but pride will not let him do the needful. Because if pride would have already let him do the needful, he will be the one move in. How can you bring someone from a bigger place to a lower place? Because when she moved in, if she eventually moved into this 1-room apartment, they will be thinking less.
One room, they affect person thinking.
I swear.
One room, they affect person thinking. I'm just hearing this.
Because when it's like you are coming from up and you're already up. Instead of moving to that up so that you guys will dream big, you want to drag her to your poverty so that you people will start thinking from poverty to rise again. No, she is stupid. Let me tell you, most of your Nigerian men, because of all the people commenting, even those abroad, most of your Nigerian men abroad leave their 1-room studio to move in with Oyibo wife in a flat. Yes, and start life. And today they're balanced.
And then there's nothing wrong with that. So why didn't this guy toe that line? Why did he feel perhaps arrogant to do that?
It's just pride. Before you know, they will tell you we'll have custom and tradition. Poverty, custom and tradition.
Yeah, come on, be going, Nedu. Come on, be going. You carry this boy for mind.
I'm not insulting custom and tradition, but there are most people that are using this custom and tradition, those that have poverty mentality that can drag other people down instead of to follow people to move up. Now we are again with that.
Hey.
Thank you.
You good evening too, and good night, Nedu. Thank you so much for calling. All right, I run through some messages that I have here. Precious, honestly, I pitied that lady. She wasn't wrong in any way at all. It's just that some people can really be the devil to their fellow human being or to fellow people, and that's what that man Jeff did. Babiji from Oshodi said, if I haven't married, I would have gone to marry that lady. Who thinks she could green now? The woman must have phobia for some men now by now. All right. And this says, good evening, Madam Precious. Why will you bring someone down because of relationship that is at the head of you? How can you move from your own house to rented house? You even called the thing. You can't use one bad word. Alan Gentle from Ilasamaja. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Good evening. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Adede.
You're welcome. What's your name, sir?
My name is Donatus.
Donatus, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. What I want to say there is that man is wanted to kill the lady. He didn't want to marry the lady. He wanted to kill him, I kill her, and inherit the property.
Oh. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's short and simple. Okay, so Precious, this is Precious. There is a whole lot of conspiracy in these things called marriage. As much as I know, I have been searching for the name of God's wife. Oh God, people that came on this show, he said, as much as I know, I've been searching for the name of God's wife, including the devil's wife, yet you never see any of them. Why are you guys so serious like this? Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name, Sam? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Biodun. I'm calling from
Miss Biodun, you're welcome. Go ahead.
What
Let's
about
hear
your
you.
sister?
She's fine. She's
Let the lady get a lawyer. Bring a civil suit against him.
That is arson. Arson is not a civil. Arson is not a civil crime. It's a criminal offense. Arson.
Hold on. I know, but you can sue him on civil matter that he is the one that bought your house. You can sue for that. Let me land, madam. Let me land.
Go ahead, sir.
Once you establish the civil suit, then his lawyer will now get a subpoena and subpoena a network that on that very day, at that time, whoever called her with unanimous number, they will bring that number out. Whether it's private number, whatever, they will bring it out. And whoever owns that number, the network will embed the person. And then they will trace which line is used. They will get that person. Once they get that person, at this time, you call this lady.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you.
So once you do that, after that, when they establish the owner of that line, then after that, they can now, the civil court.
We have to run now. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, to start criminal investigation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right, let me run through some messages here. It says, Anti-Precious C, 99% of this days people, these men of these days will not even follow the woman to her house because of their pride, or this pride of a thing killing all of us in this country. Precious, that guy is naturally wicked and he has no focus at all. God has given him a step to achieve good life, but he threw it away because of wickedness. All right, Lagos, that's it on the show today. Thank you so much to everyone who's been a part of the show. My name is Precious Enyi. This show is produced by Promise on Facebook. She's at Promise Enyi. On Instagram, she's at Promise. She's at Zine Fab on Instagram. That is ZINEFAB. Right? On Instagram, I'm at Precious Enyi Official. You need to go, hook me up on YouTube at Precious Enyi TV on YouTube. Precious Enyi TV on YouTube. I'll see you on Monday, God willing, with Mr. Darlington. Please stay safe. Protect your mental health. Have yourself an amazing weekend. Good night.